What's up, y'all? I know it's been a little bit since I've just been behind the camera, one-on-one, you and me. But a lot of today's video is going to be a conversation, just you and me, but also a conversation with myself. But also I want this to serve as a refresher and a reminder for myself. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing 3 things that I would tell my younger self. I wanted to make this video for a lot of the younger and maybe even some older athletes to learn from some of the key takeaways that I got from weightlifting, but can also be applied in really any sport. So if y'all are ready to dive in the deep waters here, then wait no longer, let's get it rolling. So the first thing that I would remind my past self is that progress isn't just made in the gym. Now, on a more superficial level, this includes mobility and recovery. When many people think weightlifting, they think barbell, equipment, and so the only time they have to perform, give it their 100, is when they're in the gym. But in order to excel at the elite levels and avoid any kind of setbacks injury-wise, you have to be on top of your recovery. Recovery simply allows you to perform at your for real deal 100% in the gym, opposed to maybe what you think is 100% but is really 80%. Your body undergoes a lot of physical stress, so it's important that you stay on top of that, keep that in check, whether it be stretching, ice baths, or any other recovery methods that I even mentioned in the past. But another facet of this statement is that mental progress can also be achieved outside the gym. And sometimes this is the most important. This served as a big lesson for me when I got my knee surgeries. But only when it was impossible for me to physically make gains, that's when I was forced to look at the mental aspect of lifting head on. And just naturally, I got a better sense of the technique and understanding how different styles of lifting affect performance. And even getting a better grasp at my own lifting style and how I can better that. And on top of just studying the game, mentally outside of the gym, you can make progress just by approaching life the same way you would approach weightlifting. If you don't have confidence in what you're doing, you're probably not going to do it very well. Also, if you lack discipline and routine outside the gym, that's going to translate over to inside the gym as well. Being a better weightlifter is a constant, never-ending journey, and it works hand in hand with just being a better person. And so that carries me into my second piece of advice, which is weightlifting is just simply me versus me. Unlike most other sports, weightlifting isn't really focused on an opposing team. Rather, it's really just you versus the barbell, and considering how a barbell is an inanimate object, it's really just you versus yourself. So chasing after others is really just a distraction from you chasing after and beating yourself. And now, although all this may sound cliche, this is exactly what gives weightlifting its journey effect. Your weightlifting career just feels like one long journey because there is no off season, there is no opposing team you have to beat. It never stops. And so once I'm able to understand that this mental battle exists, then I would hope I'd be more prepped to face it accordingly. And so then once I realize that it's just me versus me, that's the only battle I have to worry about. And now my third and last piece of advice that may be the most necessary is that you must prioritize your happiness. And though this one may be a little unexpected, this is the key to longevity. The me versus me and the journey aspect of weightlifting is what makes it so beautiful. But it can also be the most dark and evil parts. When it's just me versus me as the only conflict, there's nothing that makes you learn about yourself more. And this could be positive and also negative. And I know this might be misinterpreted at first, but stay with me. A big thing from a lot of athletes and influencers on the internet is just constant grind, don't stop, push past your limits, blah, blah, blah. But this head down, eyes forward mentality isn't always the most sustainable. And equally, it's not always the best option for everyone's personality. Now, this doesn't mean that if you don't have this mindset that you aren't going to be successful, because I've learned that when you just continually set constant goals for yourself and you expect more and more out of yourself, you become numb to the satisfaction that would typically accompany those accomplishments. And then when you lack that satisfaction, you become desperate. If you see people like Coby Bryant, the Mamba mentality, or even Michael Jordan in The Last Dance, this desperation is an incredible fuel, but it doesn't always necessarily end in the most happy life. And personally, I believe that if you were to base your motivations off your happiness and your passion for the sport or the craft, you're able to take in more of the effects of your wins. You're able to better appreciate everyone who helped you reach that goal. And you're able to continue on your journey while constantly being reminded that you are making progress. Now trust me, this isn't an excuse just to slack off because you think going to the gym will make you unhappy. You have to just constantly invest in yourself and use what you have and what you have achieved thus far as fuel opposed to what you don't have or what you're lacking. Because you'll never be perfect and you'll never have everything, and striving to do so could just be a shallow pursuit. There's no one recipe, there's no one size fit all type of approach to attain success. But eventually you'll figure it out and you'll come around and you'll learn from your past self. I hope you guys enjoyed and take some time to reflect a little bit. Let yourself marinate with your thoughts sometime. Don't just constantly look for the next distraction. Because what better teacher is there than your past self? Y'all stay happy and keep making your money moves. And 𝙈𝙊𝙘𝙀𝙀𝙀𝙀 catch you next Monday.